Joan of Arc's story is extraordinary. She was born into a world of peasants. The year was 1412. Her village of Domrémy was small. It was located in the northeast of France. France at this time was ravaged by war. The 100 Years' War with England cast a long shadow. It touched every aspect of life. Joan's upbringing was humble. She learned domestic tasks from her mother. She never learned to read or write. Yet destiny had other plans for Joan. Destiny would call her to greatness. Destiny would make her a legend. Despite her simple life, Joan was known for her piety. She was a devout Christian. She attended church regularly. She helped the poor and sick. She was a beacon of kindness in a world consumed by conflict. Little did she know, her faith would soon be tested in unimaginable ways. But even in her youth, Joan possessed an inner strength. She was known for her determination. She had a strong sense of justice. These qualities would serve her well in the tumultuous years to come. These qualities would help her face down armies and alter the course of history. At the age of 13, Joan's life took a dramatic turn. She began to experience visions. She heard voices. These were no ordinary voices. These voices she believed were divine. They belonged to Saint Michael, Saint Catherine, and Saint Margaret. These divine figures delivered a message. Joan was chosen. She had a mission. She was to save France. She was to crown the Dauphin, Charles VII, as the rightful king. This was a heavy burden for a young girl to bear. But Joan did not falter. She embraced her destiny with unwavering faith. The voices urged her to action. They instructed her to seek out the Dauphin. They told her to convince him of her divine mission. They assured her that she would lead the French army to victory. Joan listened and obeyed. Her faith extinguished any trace of fear or doubt. Fueled by this divine calling, Joan embarked on an extraordinary journey. She left her family and her village behind. She set out into a war-torn country. She was determined to fulfill her destiny. She was determined to save France. Joan's journey to the Dauphin was fraught with danger. France was a battleground. English soldiers roamed the countryside. Yet Joan pressed on, her faith her shield and her guide. She traveled to Vaucouleurs, a nearby town. There she sought an audience with Robert de Baudricourt, the local garrison commander. Initially, he dismissed her. Her claims seemed outlandish. But Joan's conviction was unshakable. She persisted. Finally, impressed by her unwavering faith, Baudricourt relented. Baudricourt provided Joan with an escort. She was to travel to Chinon. The Dauphin was residing there. The journey was long and perilous, but Joan's resolve never wavered. She inspired those who traveled with her. Her faith was contagious. Finally, Joan arrived at Chinon. She stood before the Dauphin. She was ready to convince him of her destiny. The fate of France hung in the balance. Joan, the peasant girl, was ready to seize her destiny. The siege of Orléans was a turning point in the 100 Years' War. Orléans, a strategic city on the Loire River, was under siege by the English. Its fall would be a devastating blow to French morale. Joan, now clad in white armor and carrying a banner emblazoned with the fleur-de-lis, arrived at Orléans in April 1429. She was a beacon of hope. The French troops, demoralized after months of siege, were invigorated by her presence. They saw her as a divine messenger. Joan's impact was immediate. She rallied the French troops. She instilled in them a sense of purpose. She rode fearlessly into battle. She inspired them with her courage. She led them to a series of improbable victories. She seemed invincible, guided by divine hand. Under Joan's leadership, the French army lifted the siege of Orléans in just 9 days. It was a stunning victory. It shocked the English. It reinvigorated the French. It marked Joan of Arc as a national heroine. She was now known as the Maid of Orléans.